Right, we are in a rush actually, and by God do we have a video. So today is going to be a very fun day. I'm going to a Land Rover specialist right now to get my car looked into. Yes, so all of you people who are saying don't get a Land Rover, they're shit, maybe you were onto something. Maybe I should have listened to you. But in all seriousness, it's going for a full service. It has had a few issues since I've had it. It's definitely got an oil leak, so that's something I need to take care of because I don't know the severity of it. And also the exhaust hanger's broken out, which is minor still, but I need to look into it. And yeah, just a few other little niggles, nothing major. Although I am a bit paranoid because obviously it's going to get a health check, and I don't know what it's going to come back as. The specialist might be like, this major component is absolutely screwed. That's just the way my brain thinks. I'm unfortunately thinking of the worst here, but I was supposed to be on a major camping trip yesterday, but unfortunately this took priority over me going on this trip. So yeah, join me on this trip today to get my car seen to, amongst a few other things I'm going to have to do as well. So it's not usually my usual video, but if you just want to see solely camping, tune into the next video after this. But if you want to join me on this adventure today, then stick along. I'm glad to have you here. So I need to be there for 8 o'clock and it's only 7 AM right now. I left very early, as I always do, because I don't like the thought of being late to things. And yeah, drop the car off at 8, and then it's probably going to be about a 3 or 4 hour wait, so I'm going to have to find something in the area to keep me entertained for that long, which is annoying, but here we are. I'm sure we'll be fine. And then as long as everything goes fine today and there's nothing major that happens to my car, which it shouldn't be, I mean it drives fine. I've got a few other DIY parts. I've actually updated the back of my car in terms of like the tabletop, so I'm going to show you that in a bit, and I need to fix it as well. Like, you'll see what I mean. So there's like a little bit of a car upgrade kind of day, and then tomorrow we're going on a camping trip, which will be in the next video, which will be right after this. So a lot is going on, but first we just need to get to this this garage on time. So I have officially handed my car over to the garage, and you just literally seen it. Somebody's right away testing my car. So yeah, I don't know why, but I do feel like a little bit nervous for some reason, like a little bit anxiety, but I think it's just because I'm thinking of the worst case scenario, which is something major on the car is wrong, and I then have to fight with a salesman to pay to fix it or return my car, one of the two. Both are bad outcomes. So if there's a few minor things that need to, you know, spend a couple of £100 to get it fixed, then I don't mind. It's annoying, but I would rather that than obviously having to return the car, and that would just be a disaster. So fingers crossed for good karma. There is absolutely nothing in this area in terms of like coffee shops and stuff. So there's a Starbucks, which is a 40-minute walk away. I'm kind of going to aim for there and hope there's something else on the way, but it's just literally like corner shops so far. So I would have cried if there wasn't a Starbucks, because I've just walked about pretty much 50 minutes to get here. So finally we're here. I need a coffee and some food ASAP. I've had really bad news. with the car. I'm getting a taxi, waiting for a taxi right now to take me back to the car dealership to pick up the car. This is probably the worst outcome I could have got with this car, or this check, and as much as I wanted to be positive, I just felt in my gut this was going to be the outcome, but I'll tell you it all in just a bit. Right, I'm back in the car. I'm going to just get the GoPro set up in a momento. So everything I said at the start of this video is not going to be the case now, unfortunately. Okay, where do I begin? So, I got the call from the dealership, and basically, firstly, everybody who said about Land Rovers, you were right in this case, and to be honest with you, I was hoping obviously you weren't going to be right, and I was expecting some issues with my Land Rover over time, like it's a Land Rover, right? And I was happy to go with that because I really like the Land Rover. I love this car as well, which is going to be the hardest thing about. Anyway, they call me up and say that the car has 2 major oil leaks. One from the rear main. I don't know exactly where that is, but well, it's obviously at the rear of the car. But they would have to remove the gearbox and all this kind of stuff to fix it, right? I think the part itself is not expensive, but the labour involved, which is about a 10 hours of labour, would be around £1,000, give or take, he said to me, at this place. And then the intercooler on the car as well is also got oil in it, leaks somewhere in it, and it would also need to be fixed, and that also would be quite labour intensive. Again, upwards of £1,000, so we're already at £2,000 minimum. So between £2,000 to £3,000, and also the rear tyres are wearing as well, so they would need to be replaced. So you know, here's a £400 or £500 as well. So £2,500 minimum. I mean, the tyres is wear and tear. I could have sucked that up. It is what it is. But obviously, I'm in a really bad position now where I am not going to. Obviously pay for that because I've had the car 3 and a bit weeks. Oh shit. I've had the car, you know, under 3 weeks or 3 weeks. I've had the car three weeks, give or take. And yeah. So I've already spoken to the dealership prior to when I got the first health check, and he wasn't the most helpful. He kind of tried to say, oh, because I never took warranty, blah blah blah, like, you know, I decided to decline the warranty, which I did. I mean, I didn't want the extended warranty that they were offering, because I don't believe in it. I mean, I've got consumer right for a month anyway, so you're kind of covered for a month. Like, wear and tear was acceptable, I would have accepted that. The tyres needing replaced, that's acceptable, right, regardless. But obviously this car has major issues with parts that, you know, are very expensive to fix. So I'm not feeling confident about speaking to this guy today that sold me the car. It's also in England, so that's another thing. I'm gonna have to drive to England, which is, you know, not great actually. Which is not great, but yeah. So I won't be car camping tomorrow then, which sucks because I was really looking forward to car camping. But here we are. My life is never easy, but you know, could be worse, could be worse. So I'm going to document and keep this whole thing journaled. I'm going to keep you guys along the way, whether you want to or not watch it, it's up to you. But it's an adventure, just not one I wanted to go on. I wanted to be going into nature and zenned out, but here I am dealing with more car issues. Kind of missed the Honda now. The realization also is I don't have a car after this. I'm going to be in a period where I don't have a car. sucks. Good morning, hello. I wasn't expecting to add this bit to the video, but so the dust has settled since yesterday. Obviously I was quite emotional when I heard that news, a little bit upset. Mila, how do you constantly manage to get yourself wrapped up so quickly? Okay, so as I was saying, I was quite upset yesterday, and I was thinking, well, I'm going to have to return this car, which I might have to still. However, today or yesterday, I was obviously looking around, seeing like what my issues were, and sort of trying to get quotes to fix them. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't want to get rid of the car. I love the car, and it's like I have really like fallen in love with the car really quickly. So I had a quick look on Auto Trader for other cars in my similar like price bracket, and none of them were like the ones I wanted. So I found a quote through a website called Click Mechanic. I don't know if anyone's ever used that before. If you have, let me know. I'm curious to see what your experience was like. Anyway, I found a price. It was like a third of the price quoted to fix these issues, like from upwards of £2,000 to £730, I think it was, to fix these issues on my car. And yeah, I've sent that to the dealership, who are just being really not great. They're those type where when you're buying a car, they are always contacting you, very easy to get a hold of. When you have something wrong, they are very difficult to get a hold of, and they've just been really difficult to handle so far, or deal with, should I say. So that's not been great, but if I can somehow get them to agree to pay this £730, then I would happily keep the car and then just go on my day and kind of get on with car camping. That would be the best solution. But it just all depends on how they deal with it. I mean, if they're going to stump their feet in the ground, then I'm going to have to go down the route of like consumer law and motor ombudsman and all that, and I really don't want to do that. It's the last thing I want to do. You know, I hope they're just decent enough to pay this repair, which I've went out of my way to find a very cheaper option, which they should have done. But you know, it just shows how committed I am to trying to keep this car. So yeah, that's the latest update with regards to the car. We'll see how things develop over the next 24 hours. Tomorrow will be officially the 4 weeks, 30 days of me having the car. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But that's all I wanted to share today. I'm really positive and hoping I can keep the car, because I do love it. It's a great car, and I've not even begun to like explore with it yet, you know. And everything's fine with the car in terms of drivability. It's great to drive. It's just oil leaks, you know, but they do need to be dealt with, or they can become worse. So yeah, that's where I am with the car. I'll see how things develop over the next, like I said, 24 hours. And I'll keep you updated. Hopefully the next video is me continuing with my car camping, and yeah. Anyway, thanks again for watching this video. It's all part of the journey, all part of the story, so I wanted to bring you along in it and not hide anything as well. So yeah, I'll see you very soon with another video. Goodbye.